what I need y'all to understand is that we are 18 days into the month that celebrates the history of all my Negro brethren. Okay? We are 18 days into that. And today is the day where I got a little bit of news for you about Marvel Rivals. A lot of bit of news for you. Let me stop and let me formulate my words. I got a lot of bit of news for you about Marvel Rivals and some various other topics. But before we get into the Marvel Rivals stuff that I know y'all feeling in here, let's talk about how Rockstar is working on bringing Roblox niggas to Grand Theft Auto. Now, I don't know why they want the fan base with like the highest amount of peds in it to be on their game, but ball fuck it we. Rockstar has made user-generated content. So they want the Roblox creators, but what comes with the Roblox creators is the Roblox user base. For Grand Theft Auto 6 should come as no surprise. Despite the last Grand Theft Auto launching over 10 years ago, same with GTA Online. Remember, that game came out on PS3 and Xbox 360. Please remember that. Xbox 360 is a console that released in 2006. Interest in the game has stayed fresh with the... Come on, you can come here. Has stayed fresh with the help of mods like 5M that allow users to host and join their own multiplayer servers. Come here. Over there. Rockstar initially banned some of the creators 5M back in 2015, citing that their mod was an unauthorized multiplayer service that contains code designed to facilitate piracy. However, as a popularity, basically it got so popular. Oh shit. Oh wait, no, I am in the right category. Basically, it got so popular, there was no point in banning it. Just let niggas do what they want. Drop the price of the game so it's even easier to buy. However, as the popularity of the kinds of games and role-playing enabled by 5M and similar mods grew, Rockstar reversed course. 2023, the company acquired whatever the fuck that is. Oh, the team that... Oh, so now Grand Theft Auto owns 5M. That's actually a good thing. That's a W. They said if you can't beat them, join them. But we got more money than them, so they're gonna join us. I can respect that. There's a lot of companies, Nintendo, that would just sue the brakes off you and say, get the fuck out of here. Or even like what they did with Elden Ring Night Reign, where they said this is not necessarily its own like full game, but this is basically like an asset flip. We're gonna charge you a reduced price for it, and it's a new spin on the gameplay. Instead of shutting down the people that made the Elden Ring co-op mod because our game is supposed to be single player, they realized, wait, there's money to be made here because there's a demand for something, and we wouldn't be fucked up people for fulfilling this demand. So let's fulfill it. And that's what they're doing. They're saying, hey, people want all this multiplayer server stuff, all this multiplayer co-op, oh shit, multiplayer advanced co-op stuff. Because I was scratching my foot and I accidentally like hit my trash can when I was putting my foot down. But people want all this city role play creator stuff. Let's just add it in the game. What's the worst that happens? More people say, oh man, Rockstar's so cool for letting that happen. Let's buy their game. Games like Fork Knife, Roblox, and Minecrafty remain at the top of sales charts years after their release, thanks to the popularity of user-generated content. That is very true, because Fortnite, they've recently started doing that. They recently started benefiting off of that. But the other two, Roblox and Minecraft, the sole reason why Minecraft is still alive is because of modding and the fact that a lot of teachers use it in school to teach kids coding. Like I remember when I was in like middle school, high school, there was a really big push on teaching kids coding and stuff like that, specifically using Minecraft, because all of us liked Minecraft, all of us love Minecraft. So what the fuck you think? How would you think we feel about learning stuff through Minecraft? US sales, user generated, arranging deals with creators prior to its launch. Well, GTA 6 hit the ground running in a crowded marketplace. Also, another reason why this is good, the next GTA that they drop, GTA 6, we already know that from the expectations of how people have pulled apart and put back together with infused with their own mods and stuff like that, Grand Theft Auto Online is, we know day one people are gonna want to do that with GTA 6. Now it's gonna take a while to get the ball rolling because it's a new game with new systems that a new generation or even the old generation, whatever. It's like a new set of code and stuff like that that they're gonna have to figure out, and they're gonna have to understand the limitations and stuff like that. Because whenever it comes to software, there's always weird limitations. It's just about like understanding what they are or are not. But yeah, I think this all around. Let's clap it up. There's a W for Rockstar. The only part that makes this like not actually, this is not a W. This is a V for Rockstar. So instead of being a W, it's a V because Roblox. They said Roblox creators. You could have said Minecraft creators. You could have said Fortnite Creative 2.0 players or something like that. But y'all niggas chose Roblox. Anyway, progressing on with the story. Progressing on, if my tab will ever exit out, let's talk about how the original Xbox designer says power isn't a selling point for consoles now. I don't know what the fuck this article is about to contain, but one thing I do know is, as a little lad, I was very tech savvy for my age. Apparently niggas don't know how to use computers and shit, but I, for my age, was very tech savvy. So when it came to which console was stronger, that actually affected my decision in which console I would play. Because as I always say, flex on, flex on, flex on. My pops was a gamer, so we had all the major consoles. Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. If I didn't have it, somebody at some house that I stay at often had it, okay? So, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. I always had access to all three, but like if I had to choose one of the main factors I like used to choose based on which one I will play would be on power. Because like, well, first it would be exclusives, but then when it wasn't exclusives, it was power. Because like whichever one shows me the game the best and makes the game run better, of course I'm gonna want to play that one. Why would I want to play the one where the game runs worse and looks uglier if I have the choice? Because again, I had all of them if I have the choice. That being said, like I think in terms of deciding why you would want a console, like in terms of back then, because it's not a factor now, the hierarchy would usually go price, exclusives, power, coolness. Actually no, coolness, power. Because like at the end of the day, right, with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 generation, again, remember, I had both, but I'm speaking from the perspective of if I didn't have both, because I had some friends that didn't have both, and this is what happened to them, and I saw it in 4K. When you have an Xbox and a PlayStation, right, it doesn't matter what the fuck your friends are playing on because you have both. But when you only have one and all your friends are playing on the other, now you're ass out. For the simple fact that now all your friends, every time they get together and they say, okay, we're hopping on such and such game after school at 5 o'clock, you got to be like, yeah. And they look at you like, oh, because remember, when back in my day, crossplay wasn't standard in games. So if you were playing a game on Xbox and all your friends were on PlayStation, you just couldn't play with your friends. So like that's why I said, exclusives really fucking matter. Crossplay wasn't a standard thing till like after 2020. It was just expected to be in every game. Before then, not everybody even knew what the fuck crossplay meant. And I'm talking about gaming enthusiasts. Right? So if all your friends had Xbox and you had a PlayStation, you would be looked at as, oh my God, you got a funky ass PlayStation? Get an Xbox, dude. Stop being poor. Why did you even get that bum ass PlayStation? So you would have to, you know, cut some grass, fucking beat some niggas up, go hit them with the Ronda Rousey method. Be like, if I beat your ass, you gotta give me $50. So you go beat some niggas up, you go cut some grass, you go outside, you get some fucking crates, you do a crate challenge, and you bet niggas, yo, whoever can make it over the crates, I'll give you $20. But if you lose, I'll give you if you win, you give me $20. But I'm saying it backwards. Fuck, I'm getting the scam wrong. If you could get over all of these crates, I'll give you 100. But if you lose, you got to give me 20 and rig it so that nobody can make it over the crates. You did what you had to do. You got yourself an Xbox 360. If you was a little bit on the smart side, if you were on the slow side, you just beg your parents until they say you have a PlayStation that works fine. Just play with that. Anyway, back into the. Did my computer freeze? Can y'all still hear the music? People coming from console to console. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, what sentence I left off at, but I think I was somewhat done with my thought. But let's start reading the article. And then, god damn, this shit pops up every time. In an interview with Video Gamer, Black Lee said that the power first approach worked for the original Xbox back in 2001, since graphics weren't as polished as they are now. I still wouldn't agree with that. There's still more that could be done in terms of graphical upgrades, because when people start saying that shit about, oh, graphics have plateaued, graphics are not getting better, it's like, nah, it's not that graphics aren't getting better, it's just that the stuff that is pushing graphics and stuff like that is always, alright, let me put it like this. There's games that are designed with graphics that are meant to look cool, and then there are hyper-realistic games. Now that the games market is wider than ever, it's less people besides, 2K, Madden, making hyper-realistic games, and people who work at these companies like 2K, Madden are realizing that the amount of PS poor people that still play on PlayStation, but all they buy is, like, they buy it for the simple idea. They look at it as the thing that plays Madden, the thing that plays Call of Duty, the thing that plays Fortnite. They don't look at it as a game console. They look at it as, this is how I play Fortnite, and this is how I look like I got some money. Because, buying a console is not a necessity, so it's still somewhat of a status symbol to some people. It's the same thing as if you walk up on a girl and you pop out an Android saying, yeah, let me get your number, little shorty. Her coochie might have been wet, but as soon as you pull out that Android, Sahara. Not Sarah, Sahara, as in the desert. But like, yeah. Power use was like a power in the way that graphics are going up. It's not that they're plateauing, it's that less companies are able to, like I said, push this hardware, because there's a lot of PS poor users out there still on PS4. So instead of pushing the graphics, instead of making the graphics look crazy, they go, do we want to follow our artistic creative vision and make these graphics as crazy as we could possibly make them, as realistic as they could possibly get, as much as we could push them? Or do we want PS poor users to buy? Money, creative. I don't even gotta finish that. After money, your ears just cut off. But like I was saying, focusing the narrative on computing power helped the Xbox stand out amongst Japanese hardware companies. I don't think so, because again, like I said, when it comes to power of the console, most people don't give a fuck. Like, most people don't understand all those gigawatts, wigaflops, and all that shit. Like most people don't even understand why having 60 frames per second in a game is a good thing. Most people genuinely, visually cannot tell the difference between 60 frames and 120 plus frames. So all this conversation about how, oh, people used to pick consoles based on which one was the most powerful, which one had the best graphics, that's a fucking lie. No, we didn't. Like I was telling y'all earlier, if all your friends had an Xbox, nobody gave a fuck that the PS3 had a cell processor. We was 13. We didn't know what the fuck a cell processor was, and we didn't care. All of our friends was on Xbox. Your mama didn't know what a cell processor was. She didn't care. You brought an Xbox because all your friends got an Xbox, and you said, mommy, can I get an Xbox? And like, even on the more adult side, exclusives is what mattered. Because, like, again, if I buy a PlayStation and I like playing Gears of War, Halo, Forza, I'm not gonna I'm gonna go and buy an Xbox. I'm not gonna care about having a PlayStation if those are the games that I like playing. Oh wait, one of the articles for later, I see that it's having that dumbass glitch. But yeah, if I see that all the games I want to play are on Xbox, I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation. I'm gonna buy an Xbox. If I'm thinking about getting an Xbox because it's stronger, but I want to play Uncharted, I want to play what's the Forza competitor? I want to play Horizons. I want to play The Last of Us, which remember, PS3 game. I want to play The Last of Us. I'm not gonna get an Xbox. I'm gonna get a PlayStation. So I don't know where they're like. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know where the fuck they get this conversation point out of, but I don't see it. We were a Western company. We were saying, okay, we're going to lose money on these to make them super powerful. Also, and this is what I always talk about when it comes to being a creative. When you're being a creative in anything that requires like profit or outside validation, you're gonna have to accept that sometimes you're gonna have to nerf what you want to do because people don't have enough understanding. What? You're gonna have to nerf what you do somewhat because people don't have enough of an understanding of the medium to like be able to feel what you're saying. So you're either gonna have to sometimes accept that you're gonna lose out on audience retention and that you're gonna have to push your stuff to a more niche audience, or you're gonna have to dumb it down from your original vision. Now, usually there's more money and attention in dumbing it down, but artists want to keep their vision as close as they possibly can to what the end product is. Going back to this though, nobody gives a fuck about your creative vision. About, like they said, they were gonna lose money making them powerful. Because imagine because when the PlayStation came out, it was $600. That was expensive. Right now, that's like a sensible amount for a console. But if we adjust for inflation, one controller, just the PlayStation, was $1,000. It was a ban. It was a ban just to get a PS3. That's another reason why the Xbox succeeded. And that money's time equivalent, without discounts, it was basically a ban to get a PlayStation 3. That was way more expensive than the Xbox, which was like $200-$300, which compared to now is like $400 or $500. Like it appreciates better than the PS3 price appreciates in terms of money and stuff like that because it was lower. But yeah, that's another thing. That's why I said on the list, the hierarchy of what people went into to considering what console they wanted to choose. The first thing was price. The first thing was price. And the first thing was price. Okay, we're gonna lose money on these, making them super powerful, and take a bet on the games being awesome. Blackley explained, back then the original Xbox was the only console with a built-in hard drive that could handle games like Halo Combat Evolved, Elder Scrolls 3, Fable, and Shenmue 2. Wasn't Shenmue also on PlayStation? Because my mind sees that as like a PlayStation game. I could be bugging the fuck out. Shenmue 2. Let's go to the wiki. Where is it? Platform, Dreamcast, Xbox, show all. 360, one. Yeah, PS4. Oh, it wasn't on PS2. Okay, so maybe it wasn't incapable of running on PS2. Okay. I'll eat the L on that. Oh, hey, whoa. Bitch, go over here. We'll get to that in a second. It was a way for Xbox to get its foot in the door in the video game console space, but Blackley said had he still been at Microsoft, he wouldn't have continued the power-focused branding for Xbox. To me, they never had a power-focused... Well, actually, you know what? Besides the Xbox 360, because that was an underpowered console at the time. A lot of us loved that console and fucking adore that console, but looking back on it, for the time, that console was very underpowered. That being said though, when it came to the OG Xbox and it came to the Xbox One and up, their thing has always been being the more powerful console. That's even part of the reason why the Xbox One fucking failed in the generation that it was in, because a lot of the Xbox's branding was around the power of the console and what it could do and how it could be a home entertainment system. But the thing about that was, like, Nobody cared. That's why there was a feature on Xbox that lasted like 2 years called snapping, where if you were in the middle of playing your game, you could have like a live TV on the side. So if you wanted to watch football, if your mom wanted to watch the news while you play the game, or the other way around, you could do that and just share space on the screen. Which they were kind of forward thinking in that because of now all the TikToks with the Subway Surfer footage under it. But like back then, didn't nobody wanted to do that? Like back then, if your mom wanted to watch the TV, she didn't want to have part of the TV cut off with your little Halo PlayStation game. Like she was not trying to watch her soap opera. She was not trying to watch the game, because that was a popular show back then. She was not trying to watch the game while you're playing Gears of War and in the background you hear poof, ah! She was not trying to hear that, bro. You was cutting that shit off. Then they had it in that small ass box off to the... She was not hearing that. And then on the adult side, as a grown-ass man, I don't want to watch football and play Madden at the same time. Nigga, I want to watch football. So, like, yeah, they did kind of have a power focus thing, and that's what kind of did them bad, because their consoles have always been more on the expensive side, again, except for the 360. That was an anomaly generation. They've always been more on the expensive side, and that's even what happened with the Xbox Series S. And the one generation where they said, let's offer an underpowered solution, so that we have a cheaper solution for people who just want to be in the ecosystem at all, that went back and bit them in the ass, because we've seen reports of there's a lot of top industry games that's like, we don't want to make our games for Xbox, because Xbox said if we make it for the Xbox Series X, it also has to work on the Series S, and the Series S is ass. That shit got the power of a PS4. That shit is an Xbox One that's just allowed to play Xbox Series games. Shit sucks. He also reminisced on seeing Gran Turismo for the first time on the original PlayStation, and how he absolutely had to buy it because its graphics were ahead of his time. That's gaming enthusiast shit. The average gamer, in general, gamers are not looking at a game and saying, I want to buy it because the graphics are so advanced. Maybe that's some old head shit. Maybe back in 2010, that's how niggas was thinking, but I've never thought like this when it came to playing games. I care more about the art style, even now. Like, if a game has really cool system pushing graphics, I still don't give a fuck, because it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't play games to sit there and look at how pretty the game is. Like, how pretty the game is cool in addition to the gameplay and the story, because those are the main things that I come for at the end of the day. No. However, he acknowledged that graphical power hit a plateau. No, the fuck it doesn't. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's hit a plateau so much as people are not, game studios are not being encouraged as hard as they were before. Because before, only thing that discouraged them was really like laziness, and don't no developer want his product to look lazy, so of course they're not gonna invest time in not building up their graphics to look as good as they possibly can. But now there's less incentives, because what did I say earlier? They're trying to get these games to be able to run on PS4. Blackley explained that the battle for content has pivoted to where platform holders need to create compelling experiences, exclusives. He pointed out to the Nintendo Switch, where he said he played through The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 3 or 4 times. The portability factor also granted him long Skyrim sessions on airplane flights. You see that? That right there is exactly why Nintendo succeeds, and the only failure of a console that they have, in my opinion, that truly failed, was the Wii U. Because the Wii U, like, Nintendo is known for making innovative ideas that make sense. For example, the Nintendo Wii had motion controls. So if you were playing in a game where you were fishing, instead of doing this and using a controller, you could put the controller in front of you like you're actually fishing. If you're playing a boxing game, you connect the what's some I use? You connect the nunchuck, and then you can actually move your hands and punch and weave and dodge like you're boxing in real life. That made sense to people's brains. With the GameCube, even though they had them funky ass little discs, it had a great library, and it was a very portable console. So if you wanted to take it over to your friend's house, it was way easier to throw that bitch in your bag than it was to throw a OG Xbox or a PS2 in your bag. But PS2 wasn't hard, but a GameCube was easier because, you know, it had a little carrying case handle on the back. Even with the N64 at the time, now those graphics may look outdated now, but at the time it was freaking incredible graphics. It was incredible to do that and to have 3D graphics at all, that you didn't have to, on the developer end, jump through hoops and hurdles to implement into the game. That was incredible. That was crazy. And then the NES and the SNES brung the gaming industry as a whole out of non-existence. So it's like, besides the Wii U, every console they had has done something different that actually gives people a reason based on things they actually care about. Nobody cares about graphics like that. Like, yes, there are people that care. I'm not saying they don't exist, but what I am saying is a ratio of people that play games and don't give a fuck about graphics, besides ugly, not ugly, and the people who do care of the graphical fidelity and being able to run everything at 100,000 frames per second with a million billion K footage. Like, the average person playing a game just goes, do the game look good? Do the game not look good? And they're mostly looking at the art style, and the graphical fidelity is just a bonus. Sony and Microsoft have taken note of the Switch's immense success. Yes, because like you said, people don't give a fuck that the Switch could barely run modern games. They give a fuck that they could sit on a plane and play the game. That they could sit on a car. That right before an interview while they waiting in their car, they could get in a quick gaming session to calm themselves down. That's where the Switch succeeds. Sony and Microsoft have taken note of the Switch's immense success and are reportedly both producing native portable PlayStation and Xbox systems respectively. I don't think they're gonna do as well unless they're able to fully play like PlayStation games and stuff like that. And if they sit alongside the like actual console experience, or if they're made in conjunction. An Xbox system that currently the most powerful console on the market is the PS5 Pro. Blah blah blah. That's yappish to get you to read other articles. Now let's go from talking about that to talking about the thing. Let me talk to you about the thing you came here to see.